Wait, you got to unmute yourself though.
Welcome everyone to the December Go Manager campaign. My name is Quinn Moran, for those of you guys that don't know me, and I'm so excited for this campaign. It's funny because a few years ago, and literally it was like, I believe, Lauren, it was 3 years ago when you and I launched the first edition of this campaign, and it was outstanding. I remember it was a much smaller group. I think on this call here we have 45 people in the group. In general, I think there's over 100 people in all. But our first one was it was like 20, maybe 30 people, and so many of those people went Crystal Manager or went Manager in a 2-week campaign. And so Lauren and I were recently at the Influencer Summit in Phoenix for a select group of Isagenix leaders, literally the top 2% of the company were in the room. It was a very intimate event with the one and only Mr. Eric Worre, where we learned so many great things that we can't wait to pass along to you guys during this Go Manager campaign. But Lauren and I were chatting. We were like, remember that one time that we did a Go Manager campaign that worked so well? And we literally were talking about it on the plane back, and we decided, we're like, hey, let's see how many managers or teams we can create in the month of December. So here we are, and I'm excited to learn and meet many of you guys that don't know you. I'll share my story here in just a bit, but before I do that, I want to edify and I want to introduce a lot of you guys on the call here that don't know the one and only Lauren Sims. As she's been a great friend to me, a great friend to Marie. She's an absolute rock star in this business. She's a 5-star Golden Circle. She's Start Ambassador, Women of Isagenix. She's come into this business and absolutely knocked it out of the park. She's a huge ambassador for the company. Some of you guys have seen her and met her and heard her stories at the Super Saturdays here in Colorado and met her at events. And she's a big blessing to the company. And I can't wait to hear what she has to offer tonight to you guys. So without further ado, Miss Lauren Sims.
Thank you, Quinn. Super, super kind of you. And for any of you, so that I can stay focused, there's some people that are messaging me that they can't find the Zoom link. If someone maybe in the page could just kind of repost it in the pinned post, and Jen specifically, it's Ashley, if you just want to send her a text or tag her, I'd appreciate it. But Quinn, thank you so much, and I'm excited that I get to introduce you after this. But first of all, you guys, huge kudos to being on here. I mean, we are in the full-fledged holiday season, and I know that some of you are probably under the weather. You probably have, parties to be doing, parties to be shopping. I know that some of you have, some family lifestyle stuff going on, and the fact that you're even showing up right now, I mean, just huge, huge kudos to all of you. Quinn, when we decided to do this, I was like, our calls are short. I was like, I'm going to train out of a Facebook post, and we're going to do videos in there so you guys can do this at your own pace. But the whole idea was to keep it fun, keep it simple, and not demand any more of your time than we need to do. So briefly, you guys, for those of you that don't know, Isagenix came into my lap in the fall of 2013 when I was at rock bottom. So I was super broke, super broken. I was not looking for a network marketing company, but fortunately, someone thought that they should find me. I'm so glad that it did. But the reason that I'm so passionate about rank advancing people and I'm so passionate about the business is because I came for the business. Fortunately, I love our products, and fortunately, I am able to recommend them to anybody because I believe in our products and I've put them on my body every single day for 4 years. I would never not put them in my body. But that's not why I came. I absolutely came because I needed the money. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you, for those of you that don't know, is how quickly I went manager. And I share this with you not to press upon you, but to show you that it really can be that simple sometimes. And it's about posture and it's about urgency more than it is about skill. And when I built my business in the very first few months, you guys, I've never sold anything in my entire life. I'd never been in network marketing. I knew nutrition, which most of you don't have to know. But what I knew is if I believed in something and I cared about someone, I could recommend it. And a lot of us get so caught up in our head about selling, or we get so caught up in our head about being involved in network marketing that we forget that we're doing it every single day, all day long. Like if I think on any given day, who I've recommended a restaurant to, where I've recommended a store that I like to shop at, a lip gloss that I like, a massage therapist, a hairdresser, whatever it may be, that we're always doing this. And Isagenix is no different. But when Isagenix came into my life, you guys, I had $17 to my name. My sister Rachel, who's on this call, I had asked her to loan me $500 until I got paid that Friday. And I said, I promise I'll pay you back. I just need money this week to, put gas in my car and buy food. And what I learned in that very first night, my very first introduction to Isagenix was at the time called You Plus Two, Them Plus Two, which now we know as you share, they share. And my initial drawing looks nothing like it should, but what I saw was 6 people and $820. And I was like, what? And I remember thinking, like, if I trained 6 personal clients all day long, I wasn't going to make $820. Like all the different ways, 6 hours at the restaurant, I wasn't going to make $820. If I taught 6 spin classes, I was like, 6 people have to get healthy. Like I kept looking for the flaw. I was like, this has got to be too good to be true. And so my conversations went a lot like this, right? I was like, Mom. She's like, yeah. I'm like, hey, you know how I always want you to try nutrition stuff for me? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, do this 30-day with me. And she's like, what, why, what is it? And I was like, well, before I bring it into my practice and tell the doctors about it, like, I just need someone to do it. Someone will give me an honest testimonial. So she's like, okay, like, what do I have to do? And after we talk about it a little bit, I'm like, oh, and you have to grab 2 people. And she's like, what? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, this lady in Spokane says you're going to get 67% of a better result if you do it with 2 people. So my mom came in with my aunt and my stepdad, who my mom was my original consultant. All 3 of them are still active to this day. All 3 of them order every single month. My mom's close to being a 2-star. That was the initial conversation. A second one was similar with my sister who's on this call, right? Rachel, remember that elimination diet I put you on? Yeah. Hey, I'm going to recommend something that's going to work better, be easier, save you a lot of money. Like, you should do this. Whatever. If it's going to make me feel better, I trust you. You're my sister. You're a nutritionist. Oh, and I need you to do this with 2 people. And she was like, I'm not selling anything. I don't want any part of the business. I can't believe you're in one of these things. I was like, no, you don't have to sell anything. But if you were going to go to happy hour, or your husband's going to happy hour, he can cleanse with you. You want someone who's going to cleanse with you, or someone to go to happy hour with you? You need this team support. So her best friend and her husband hopped on with her. Rachel is a 3-star Golden Circle in my business still today, never fallen out of consultant status. And I called Janny and I said, hi, I have 6 orders. And she said, what? And I, at that time, realized I wasn't even enrolled yet. So I had hit Crystal Manager in a matter of hours from my first prospecting call and realized I actually had to get enrolled to then put these people in the tree. That's how new I was. That's how fast it happened. And I want you guys to get that, because the whole thing was my posture, and the whole thing was about being inspirational, not informational. If I had sat there for days and weeks and months and mastered this comp plan, learned about every ingredient, learned about every pack, learned about every single system, it would have been months before I got paid. But that ISO wallet came in so fast. I never borrowed that money from my sister. I mean, that's how quickly this happened, and that's what launched my business. But here, 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, you guys have never fallen out of executive. At any given time, I have 30 to 50 consultants. I have a lot of managers. That was an award that I earned at the beginning of my Isagenix career, was the most personally enrolled rank advancement. And I'm sharing that with you because what I did in the first 24 hours is what I do now. Every single enrollment call for my team, for my 4 PET, my 8 PET, my 10 PET, at the end of the enrollment, right? Do you want chocolate? Do you want vanilla? Do you want powder? Do you want liquid? At every single one. And who are the 2 people you're doing this with, right? People are like, what? And I say, we all come in with 2 people. And regardless of how this goes, and we're going to give you these tips over the next few weeks, we are talking about them finding accountability partners or getting on the Eat for Free program from the very first phone call. So sometimes, I say exactly what I said to my mom. I say, you know what? We know that the research is showing you're going to have an enhanced product experience. You're going to get much better results if you hop on with 2 people. Plus none of us do anything by ourselves. I don't go out to eat by myself. I don't shop alone. I don't work out alone. Why would you do this alone, right? If cost is an issue or people are coming for the business, that very first call, and I say no one on our team pays for their products. We're obsessed with getting the entire team on the Eat for Free program. Is it okay if I show you the fastest way to not only get this month's products paid for, but next month's products as well? Every single person, you guys, I have a standard for my team that I try to get people paid within the first 7 days that they join my business. From whatever day they enroll, within the first week. If it's a single PIB, if it's a double PIB, if it's a consultant bonus, I am on them like white on rice. And I am going to share as many tips as I can with you guys over the next 3 weeks. And Quinn is full of genius as well. But the biggest thing that I want you to take away from tonight's call in that story is your posture. If you come from a timid place that you think you're forcing people to do something, that's how they're going to feel. If you're worried about talking about the money, that's how they're going to feel. But if you know that the Coovers came out of retirement to build a company on contribution and wealth creation being one of our solutions, then you have an obligation to show people that it's there. They can choose if they want to do this, but that's not a choice for you to make. It's a choice for them to make. And if the posture is not about what's in it for you, but what's in it for them, they're going to know that. You guys, you only make that $100 for every consultant you create for your first 20. I've created more than 20, right? I don't have that like, oh, I'm going to get $100 if you find your 2 people. What I have is, oh my gosh, how fast can I get this person $370? Like, I want their pack paid for, at least partially paid for. And so the biggest takeaway, honestly, truly, is your posture. Just know that you're on this call most likely because you're getting your products paid for. At some point, there's some part of you that has experienced the compensation plan, that you want to be a business builder, whether someone casted the vision, you got paid, you're continually getting paid, you do this part-time or full-time. And because of that, please, please don't ever judge who wants to do this. Just match their interest, match their vibe, match their why, but share it with every single person. And if you start talking about the business opportunity with every person you enroll or every person you prospect, I promise you all will go manager in record time. So I'm going to turn it over to my good friend, Quinn. And I've had the privilege and honor of knowing Quinn and Marie the entire time I'm in Isagenix. We are putting Colorado on the map. We're an hour apart, but we've always had a ton of fun together and done events together. And we flew back, and I said, you know, like, I want to do something like right now. Like, they talked about campaigns till Christmas. Like, I know you're on the plane, 8 o'clock in the morning, like counting the days. I'm like, how fast can we do this? And I'm like putting this, curriculum together with him, and we're scheduling the calls, and we hadn't even flown out of Phoenix yet. That's how fired up we were. So you guys are in for some goodness. And literally it was like, oh, we did all those things so well, we stopped doing them. So it's fun to collaborate, you guys. But Quinn and Marie are part of Start 1000. They're 4-star Golden Circle. They're Crystal Executive. They have a massive team, and they work hard. And we work so differently together that it's fun that you guys are going to hear from a guy. You get to hear from someone that does have a sales background and not a health and wellness background. We connect in different ways. We follow up in different ways. We prospect in different ways. We rank advance in different ways. But that's just more variety and more skill set that you get to learn from. So Quinn, I'm going to mute and turn it back to you.
Wow, thanks, Lauren. Okay, I'm excited already. Who else is fired up? Just from Lauren sharing, like, did manager just become that much easier for you? And so much of that, Lauren, you're absolutely right. It's the posture, it's the excitement, it's the conviction in our voices. And just to go back, I'll share with you guys a little bit about my story. And it all started with a conviction in my heart, in my mind, in my soul, everything, that I was going to do this. In 2014, I worked for a large corporation in the fitness industry, and I was up for a promotion, but it was a publicly traded company. So with that trade came a compensation plan cut with the promotion. And believe it or not, it was a $30,000 pay cut. And I remember corporate telling me, they're like, hey, Quinn, it's okay, like, whether you take the promotion or not, because we'll find somebody that will fill that position for the same pay. So I remember those words being spoken to me, and I said, okay, my career here is done. I've got to find something new. And in the back of my mind, there's this little voice of my mother, Nicole Rose, who's on the call here tonight. She's been with the company for 14 years. She's the 56 million of the company. She's helped thousands and thousands of people with their health goals and businesses. So I've got this voice of my mom in the back of my head saying, Quinn, why don't you take a look at Isagenix? And at that time, I was so open. I was so willing to take a look at it because of what was going on in my life. I needed a new career. I was already passionate about health. I was already passionate about fitness. I love leading teams because that's what I did before. So when I looked at the Isagenix compensation plan, it just made sense. And then I went to my very first event, which was NYKO, which is coming up here in just a few short weeks, which Lauren and I will talk a little bit more about too. And that's where I saw the culture and I saw the vision. And I realized how cool and how sexy this company is, and how massive and how fast it's growing. I was like, okay, I really want to be a part of it. And when I looked at the comp plan, I realized, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, if I put in a third of the effort that I put into corporate America, if I give that to Isagenix, I know I'll knock it out of the park and create a 6-figure income. And we did. We created that within our first year. We were super blessed. But it was really, Lauren, just looking back on that, the first step to creating a big income was going manager. Was, like you said, it was before it was called you plus two, them plus two. Now it's you share, they share. or Crystal Manager or Manager, or whatever you want to call it, right? Sharing with two people and them sharing with two people. And I was like, okay, that's easy, right? I was like, I just need to go find a couple partners. And that's what I did. Is I remember I went to my job, I went to my work, and I remember I talked to a couple other employees there that I was like, hey, you told me you don't like your job, you don't like the hours you put in, you don't like your pay, you love health, you love fitness. And I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk away from here. Like, I just put my notice in, and I'm going to go build Isagenix full time. And I want partners. And I remember how you told me what you want in life and what your dreams, goals, aspirations, and visions were. I was like, come with me. Let's do it together. And literally what we did was we left work and we went to Starbucks across the street. And I grabbed a pen, I grabbed a piece of paper, and I was so excited about the compensation plan that I literally just sat there and I drew out the circles and the rank advancement bonuses, just like Lynn Hagedorn does in her video. Because I remember my mom told me, she's like, Quinn, if you wanted this business well, she's like, memorize what Lynn Hagedorn says. Memorize this video. So that way you can draw it out on a napkin, or you can draw it on a piece of paper or whiteboard or whatever you need to do. We didn't have Zoom then. And I did. We met with them. I drew it out. They caught the vision. They're like, are you kidding me? Like, that's all we have to do? And so I was like, yeah, that's it. So I literally went and got my two people in one day. And then they went and found two people the exact same day, each of them. I remember one guy, he enrolled his mom and his dad and his brother. And then the other guy went and enrolled two other personal trainers too. And then the next day I enrolled another guy who was actually a personal trainer, who called out to two clients and said, hey, I know your goal is to lose 20 pounds, or your goal is to lose 30 pounds. I've done my research. I've done my studies. This is it. This is what I want you to be on. And it was the posture that I had giving to him, the belief that I had giving to them, that they called their clients, or they called their siblings and their parents and their colleagues and said, hey, this is what we're doing. We want you to be on it. And when that posture and that conviction is so high, people can't help but say no. They're like, I don't need to know the details. You said it's going to do this. Like, the excitement's there. I'm ready. Sign me up. How do I get started? So that's how we went manager so fast. And then it was director, and then it was executive. Then it was 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star. But all of that happens with just a simple decision, that simple conviction in your heart is to say, hey, I've got this. I know I'm capable of doing it. I know it's going to bless other people. And I know who I want to have with me running to get that done. So that's how we did it. That's how we went Crystal Manager. And literally, like Lauren said, you know, she's got 30 to 50 consultants. Everybody go like this, give her a bow, because that's badass to have 30 to 50 consultants, right? Like, that's it. It's just you plus two, them plus two. You share, they share, over and over and over and over and over again, creating a team of a manager factory, as Eric Worre calls it. So it's simple, guys. Just make that decision like, hey, I'm going to hit manager by Christmas Eve. No ifs, ands, or buts. And if you really want to get crazy, just do it tonight and tomorrow, or do it the next day. It's not hard, I promise you. It's just that excitement and that conviction. So moving forward, I want to share with you guys a little bit about what this campaign is going to consist of, how it's going to work, what's in it for you guys, the incentives, right? Some of you guys already know, but the way we're working it, Lauren and I both, for both teams, since we're cross lines, is whoever gets first place, whoever goes manager or Crystal Manager first, we're going to give them an NYKO ticket. So that's a $200 value. Not to mention the $820 that you can make from going Crystal Manager. That doesn't include cycles or anything like that. But what going manager will do for your business going into the new year and going into January, you're going to be starting your business so much stronger than majority of team members out there and associates out there, because you're not taking time off through the holidays. You're pushing through. And Lauren, I remember I've heard a story before of you building your business. I remember you enrolled, was it your mom or was it your sister on like Christmas Day? Like literally building your business during the holidays. So people are searching for the solution. People are out buying Christmas presents. People are looking for new goals and to boost their finances for 2018. Let that be Isagenix. All you have to do is let them know that this solution exists and deliver it with a confidence and with a certain posture that Lauren talked about. So first place, NYKO ticket. Whoever crosses the finish line is manager, Crystal Manager first before Christmas Eve. Second place, we're going to be gifting you a $100 gift card to your airline of your choice. So it's Southwest, Frontier, whoever you're flying with, we'll give you a $100 voucher towards that. And then third place, we're going to give you a $50 gift card to whatever hotel you're staying at in Phoenix for NYKO. So not to mention all these perks, which I can't wait to see who pulls off first place from both teams. We'll celebrate the crap out of you guys and just make it huge. But not to mention the momentum that this is going to take for your new year and what you'll learn at NYKO. I promise you guys, I wouldn't be on this call. I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't go to NYKO. So it's not just about the ticket, but it's about us helping you get there, you launching your business. And then that event right there can pay you tenfold because you'll learn the action that you, the tools that you need to learn, the behaviors that need to be in place. You just got to go apply the action. That's it. We'll help you. You grow your business. It's easy as that. So guys, those are some of the perks. I know Lauren and I each are going to be giving some extra incentives and some extra gifts because it is the holidays and we're feeling generous. We want to see you guys succeed. So Lauren, do you have anything to add onto that piece there and a little bit more about why going manager is so important and what that's done for your business as you move forward and what that'll do for theirs?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love your story, you guys. Number one, I want you to know that I'm totally available for all of you. So regardless if you're in my team or not, we're doing this together. So I invite you to reach out, text me, Facebook me. If there's a way that I can help you, I want to. And I know Quinn and Marie will do the same for you guys.
Likewise. Yep.
In regards to the person I enrolled on Christmas Day, like I wanted to, it wasn't Rachel or my mom, because it was, already a couple months after that. But here's the thing. So many people want to start in New Year's, right? People want to start on New Year's Day, which this year I believe is a Monday. Because if they're starting on the 1st or they're starting that first Monday of the new year, they've got to order like the week before Christmas or right around Christmas, because with holiday shipping times and regular shipping times, they're not going to start. And you know that on the 1st or right after, that first Monday when everybody's pants are too tight, they've been partying for a month, they're exhausted. They want immediate gratification. Our entire society is built on that if they don't have a system that they can start right then, guess what? They're going to Slimgenics. They're going to Weight Watchers. They're going to 24-Hour Fitness because they can leave with something right then. But part of making sure that they're set up for success is you being very proactive with your conversations and bringing that to the forefront of their mind over the next few weeks. Every single one of you, I'm going to talk specifically for the ladies here, knows someone in your life that wants so badly to do this, but has so much guilt that they're going to invest in themselves, right? That they're like, I could never use the family money to do this. This is the time to reach out to their sisters, to their parents, to their husbands, and say, you know what? I've been talking to Shannon for 2 months. She so badly wants to do this 30-day system. She's never going to take out of the family budget for it. You guys should give her the gift of health. Honestly, she wants this more than anything. It would mean the world to her to wake up to a President's Pack on Christmas Day. Right? Like they're going to be so grateful. And some of you are like, oh my gosh, that's like getting a blender. It's not. We know what Isagenix does, especially the people that have said, I want to do it. There's no way I can spend this money on myself. Reach out to those family members, reach out to their spouses. And what Quinn was talking to is my good friend Conchetta, and she used to be a client. I'd seen her yo-yo all over the place. This was in my first year of building Isagenix, and we were starting a new year, new you campaign. And it was one of those like, oh my gosh, she's got to order today in order for me to put that in that shipping time, for her to start. And I remember calling her and I hadn't seen her in like over a year. And I'm like, hi. And she's like, hi, and it's a little awkward. It was Christmas. I'm like, Merry Christmas. And she's like, you've never called me on Christmas, and I just remember being like, I've always cared about you. I've watched you yo-yo for a diet. I'm starting this amazing New Year campaign. I want all my friends and clients and family members in it. And I'm literally calling you because I've got to get this order in that it ships at midnight tomorrow, that you start on time. She came in with a Pacesetter pack. She went on to enroll 100 people. And my team is always like, what if we had not called Conchetta? And it was literally Christmas Day. But that was me coming from a heart. That wasn't like, ooh, I'm getting an $80 bonus on Christmas. That was literally one of those people. I wanted her to start and finish that 30-day with a group, not be someone on the 5th and us already done a cleanse and had 4 shake days, So just really kind of think about that with people as you're starting to talk to them, because I think a lot of times over the holidays, we really start to shy away. And people are already spending money, but I'll tell you something, as they're maxing out the credit cards right now, an extra $300 or $400 or $500 on a credit card with a $10,000 balance is not that much to them. But in January, when they realize what they racked up, you're going to get that objection. As much as people that are saying like, oh my gosh, I'm going to wait till January to lose weight, say, awesome, but I want you to have your system at your doorstep. Like if you're going to wait for the first day, I don't want you to change your mind, like, whatever it may be. Because then on January 5th, oh my gosh, I can't charge anything on the credit card. I'm just going to, do Whole30, or I'm going to try and eat clean and go to the gym every day. And, by March, guess what? They still are uncomfortable and they're coming back to you. So just be really upfront with it. But You guys, when we're talking about going manager, here's the thing. It's the foundation of our comp plan. We know that we want to get to director. We want to get you to executive. But the first thing you got to do is go manager, right? Learning how to create a consultant. When you do it the first and second time, that's the foundation. Just like learning to tie your shoes. And then you just do the same process over and over and over and over, right? So your 10th, 15th, 20th consultant, you're still doing what you did for these first two. So we really want to kind of ingrain this foundational platform for you, but it's not the it's not the final stop. It's the launch pad, right? It's the stepping stone. It's not the final stop. So just know that. But anybody who creates momentum in December, watch out in January. Like Quinn said it, if you're waiting till January, you're behind the curveball and somebody else is already hustling right now. Somebody is already working. That people that you wish you would call, their message is going to be like, oh, I enrolled with so-and-so, because somebody's having conversations right now. So I can assure you that if you dive in right now in the 2, 3, 4 weeks that everybody else is checking out, you are going to be above the curveball and you're going to see 2018 just start in a really strong way. So the last thing that I am just going to kind of share with you, as we all are in Facebook groups, a lot of us run our own, a lot of us are in many groups, and what they look like is someone verbal vomited Isagenix all over the place. No one can find anything. Everybody's having a gazillion conversations on a gazillion different topics. And one of the things that I wanted to do so that this can be a resource was keep it incredibly organized and incredibly clean so that it's efficient for you. And it's not another thing where you're like, I can't find any of this information, that you do nothing. So there's going to be 3 calls tonight, and then next Monday and the following Monday. All 3 links are going to be in one spot. There's a place to ask questions. If you have a question, just right there. That way we can go to that image and we're going to see it right away and we can respond right away. Because if I'm not friends with you on Facebook, I don't get notified when you write in the page, right? So if you write in the page, you're like, I posted a question, we're going to miss it. But if you use it in an image that both Quinn and I are tagged on, we're going to get that notification so we can get back to you as soon as possible. And what our focus was, instead of daily calls or weekly calls and all this excessive training when everybody's busy, is for 21 days, there's 21 call to actions. And that's all you have to focus on. I think sometimes we're so overwhelmed, we don't know where to start. And it's like, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? And you do nothing. That today, day 1, your only focus was to get 1 new contact, right? Connect with just 1 person. And I know a lot of you did more than 1. And some of you got added to this page or, filled out that form at the last minute that, you know what, it's only 8 o'clock here. And even on the East Coast, it's only 10 o'clock. Connect with someone that you have social media, you've got friends and family, text somebody. I'm sure we all know someone in Pacific time, if you think it's too late, but that was it. And I'm going to every single day just post, or Quinn and I will post what day 2 focus is, what day 3 focus is. And before you feel like you've got to listen to every podcast, read every book, master every ingredient, just do the 1 action step for a day. And I promise you guys, they're going to build upon each other and it'll launch you forward. So get into action tonight. Literally, if you already contacted someone, I would say, you know what, contact another person. I'm a big fan of overachieving. If you haven't, then you've got a couple hours to make your first new lead. So I'm excited. I'm available for you. Please reach out if you guys have any questions. And I'm excited to just celebrate all of your achievements.
Yes, yes. And guys, hold yourselves accountable too. That's what the group is for. So, those of you guys, I commend you today that already went into day 1, you post like, hey, done. I connected with this person, appointment set for this time. Like, that's the best way to hold yourselves accountable, is think about as you go through the next 21 days, go in there and comment and say, hey, done. Comment, done. Let the rest of the group see that you've commented and that you've done your daily part, because it'll be really easy to see those that take the daily action every day come Christmas Eve. Your businesses will be leaps and bounds forward, definitely manager. In January it'll be done. So hold yourselves accountable, easy to see who doesn't. So can everybody raise their hand and say, hey, I'm in, I agree to hold myself accountable and comment every single day that I did the daily task. So if you raise your hand, take it to heart, and we're not screenshotting it. So it's the complete trust system here that you're going to do it. And that's up to you. So kudos to those of you guys that just raised your hand that are going all the way in, because this business is easy. It's just about simple daily action and having high posture. So thank you guys so much. Looking forward to all that's to come. And NYKO is going to be great. And 2018 is going to be an epic year.
You guys are awesome. If you didn't see the chat, for those of you that are engaging in the post, so like commenting when you do the day-to-days, that's who's going to be in the raffle for additional products. So if we throw out cookies and cream or chocolate mint or a free coaching call, or, you know, each week's going to be a little bit different. We might do more than one in a week if there's a lot of engagement and a lot of momentum. But if you're someone who tends to be a fly on the wall, this is the time to step up, because all the comments in there, people doing the things, that's who's going to be eligible for all the additional goodies.
I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you for that. We
have start gear. We've got product. I love to dig through your back office and tell you you don't even know about your back office.
That's awesome.
You guys are awesome. I'm going to stop the recording. But don't hang up if you don't want to. I'm just going to stop it. Maybe.